Welcome to episode 2 of Heroes of Hillsfar, our interactive D&D charity stream that we do bi-weekly here at the Nerd Asylum. Go ahead and we'll introduce each of our players today. We'll start with Sekrain.
Why me? Okay.
Because we started with Theta last time and she didn't want to go first, so.
God damn it. Alright. Hi, I'm Sekrain from the Nerd Asylum, and I am playing Harkahome Wiseblade, a Minotaur Barbarian.
And Sigma.
I'm Sigma, also from the Nerd Asylum, and I'm playing Church, the Warforged Forge Domain Cleric.
And Theta.
I'm Theta, again from the Nerd Asylum. We're all from the Nerd Asylum. I don't know why we're repeating this. But
It's just a meme at this point.
I am playing Avina Wright, the winged tiefling bard, who forgets about her wings apparently, because I did that last session.
We're only one session in, so we'll see if it's a trend. And Dave Brink is our player for Akros, the twin to Avina. He is out this evening because he's unavailable. So, and I am your Dungeon Master, Joseph Timmis, Director of Nerd Asylum. And we're going to go ahead and start with a quick recap. And then we'll dive right into episode 2. So, in session 0, everybody kind of met on the road to Hillsfar. They had all heard different rumors that brought them to Hillsfar that they were trying to investigate. And as they approached Hillsfar, the only rumor that really seemed to ring true so far was the rumor that the new king of Hillsfar has initiated an old rite that has kicked out all of the non-human inhabitants in Hillsfar. They are now spread out outside of the city in the rural areas and are not allowed to live inside the city. They are allowed to go inside the city, but they are not allowed to live there. So that was kind of disturbing. And on their way towards the city, they stumbled upon, or a man stumbled upon them, who was ranting and raving. He had some certain things to say. They found a parchment on him that had scribbled notes that were referencing what he was saying. And they had read through this note that referenced the Farborough Farms. And then we picked up session 1, or episode 1, where they started heading towards Farborough Farms. They found... This is a long-winded recap. Sorry. We'll try to keep them shorter for the next couple. So in episode 1, they found the farm. They were welcome to stay there, but they had to go do some chores before they were able to eat. They were given 2 chores to go help deliver a baby goat and to find the son Penroth. So when they went to the barn, the goat birthed demon goats, and they dispatched those and saved Jovi from dying, from birthing those demon goats. And then they went and found Penroth, who was being protected very poorly by a member of the Emerald Enclave. He disappeared. They brought Penroth back to the Farborough Farms, and that's where we left off. So we're going to pick up this day, episode 2, at Farborough Farms after they have done their chores, and a fantastic meal is provided to you. All kinds of country food, biscuits and gravy, sausage, eggs in any type of way. It's all scattered out across the table. And Akros looks a bit ill and tells Avina that he is going to go lay down a bit early so that he can wake up morning refreshed. So we'll go ahead and take off with that. There is a beautiful spread of food on the table.
I do not eat.
You're a Warforged, yes, you do eat.
Good point.
Pardon me.
You look like you're about to say something. Go ahead.
I was waiting for you to say something. I heard you going to say something like, I'm gonna stop myself, so you go first.
Avina will kind of have some concern for her brother, but tell him that he is missing out and quietly eat the food that is provided.
Okay.
That's all I was gonna say.
Having it at the table. Arkahome, what are you doing?
Calmly and silently eating.
Calmly and silently.
Calmly.
Yeah, calmly and...
Calmly.
I think that's a region thing. It could be calmly, it could be calmly.
Calmly.
Yeah, no worries.
Tomato.
There is an L in calm, so you're pronouncing it.
Tomato, you all.
And Church doesn't need to eat, so what is Church doing?
Church is inspecting a piece of bread like it is one of the more fascinating things he's ever seen in his life.
It is a piece of bread.
Does it have a nice crunch when you lightly squeeze the crust?
It's really, really soft on the inside, but the outside is very hard and crunchy.
It's perfect.
There's a little bit of rye in there. You can see some of the wheat has been mixed in with the bread. And it's really soft on the inside, but you can see the texture of the wheat in there. Penroth is going to come up and sit down next to Church and start stuffing his face. Thank you for saving me.
Church is going to kind of lean back a little bit from him as he's eating.
No, seriously. I would have been dead if it wasn't for you guys. He's eating
You are very
hungry.
messy.
Well, I'm hungry after all those, wolves attacked, and that'll really build up your appetite.
It does.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
do you not know about appetites and being hungry?
I do not eat.
Is that a choice, or is that because, can't, or
I
you
do
don't?
not have to eat.
So, you do not have to, so you choose not to? Can you eat?
I do not taste.
You don't taste. That's weird. How do you know if something's That's weird. You don't taste? And you don't have
I do
to
not
eat?
have to taste.
So, you could drink something really, 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 really sour and you wouldn't have anything, no face, no weird... Well, do you make faces?
I do not have to drink either.
You don't have to drink or eat?
These are not required, no.
Does that mean you don't go to the bathroom?
I do not go to the bathroom.
So you have no bodily functions?
My body functions.
But, you don't eat, so how do you get your energy?
Church is going to ponder this
Processing.
a very strange amount of time. Yes.
Processing.
We just gave the Warforged an existential crisis. What about you? Those are some pretty cool wings.
Thank you.
Again, in case you have forgotten, Penroth is also a tiefling.
Right.
So do they work?
She's gonna avoiding
Pardon me.
knocking anybody over or knocking anything around the table, kind of unhook them and stretch them out. They work.
Pardon me, sorry. Still recovering from this cold. So, I see they opened, but can you, fly?
Yes.
Why didn't you fly when you were fighting the wolves?
Because my brother went down and needed assistance.
Oh yeah, he did go down. Is he okay?
He will be fine.
Not my fault, is it? Feel kind of bad.
No. No, I'm sure one of those wolves had rabies or something. Better leave him be.
Oh, think he's got rabies? Did he get bit? Oh, he got bit. Oh no.
No, I don't actually think my brother has rabies. But I will pick on him about it later.
Yeah, my sisters pick on me a lot. That just means you love him, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
It
that's
goes
what they
back
tell
and
me
forth.
too.
You gotta be able to pick back.
I try not to. I get in trouble whenever I do. They never get caught. I do.
Maybe you just need to tease better.
Maybe. So, what are you guys doing to tomorrow? After spend the night here and everything, what's your plan?
Processing.
You're going to process what?
I think you broke our Warforged friend here.
Did I? He's gonna reach up and he's gonna tap on the metal.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Uh-oh. I broke him.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Maybe he needs to recharge.
I don't know how he does that.
Well, he doesn't eat. Does he sleep? Hey, do you sleep?
I do not require sleep.
Don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't poop, you don't pee. You just, run eternally?
I am not sure how long I run.
Whoa, so you just continually run? How long have you been running so far?
Processing.
Okay, I probably shouldn't ask him any more questions right now. See, always processing things?
I think so.
Pardon me.
Harkahome shrugs.
Aren't you always processing things in a different manner?
We
It's all
got a
thinking.
donation.
Oh,
I am not designed to think.
Pardon me. Alright, let me pull up the thing because I forgot to do that earlier. Who did we get a donation from?
Wendigo.
wow.
Mm.
Are you alright, man?
I'm gonna have to go get some water. My tickle is not going away. But thank you for that donation. Mephisto Wendigo, I don't even know anymore. Thank you for that donation. A $4 donation is our top tier donation, which gives each party member advantage on your next roll. Be it a skill check or an attack. You all have advantage. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds as I go fill up my drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, choose life.
Alright, thank you for holding off and waiting for us. Appreciate that. So thank you again, Mephisto/Wendigo, for that $4 donation to Dell. Everybody now has advantage on their next roll. So, what do you plan to do tomorrow? Do you mind if I come with you? I don't want to stick around and do chores around the farm anymore.
Threat assessment. Threat minimal.
Wait, are you saying that I don't pose a threat, or that I... Confused. What's he saying?
Harkahome shrugs with a piece of bread stuffing it. While stuffing another piece of bread.
I think he means that if we run into trouble, you won't be able to defend yourself.
You plan on looking for trouble?
Not necessarily, but it might follow.
So are you planning on going into the city?
Does the city contain treasure?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of things in the city. They do a lot of trade, so I'm sure if you're looking for treasures, there's all kinds of treasures in Hillsfar.
Church is gonna stand up from the desk and appear deep in thought.
We're not gonna go tonight, Church.
Church is gonna slowly sit back down.
He was ready.
That's my secret. I'm always ready.
Well, you would be always ready if you don't have to sleep, you don't have to eat, you don't have to poop. God, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know.
It
I'd
sounds
miss
convenient,
eating.
but exactly.
There's a lot of good stuff, and he's gonna start eating.
Is pooping good stuff?
Sometimes.
Harkahome like does the hand motion, the universal hand motion of, you know, more or less
I see.
half and half. And continues eating.
I will try to remember that pooping is good stuff.
It can be, sometimes. Well, I'm full. Thank you. Have a good night. And then Penroth is gonna run off to his room, which he shares with a couple other boys at the farmhouse, and he's going to go to bed. At this point, Bay is gonna come in. Good evening. I am going to head to bed. You guys are more than welcome to make yourselves comfortable here. Don't worry about the mess. We'll clean it up in the morning. It's been a long day for all of us.
Avia is gonna check on her brother and make sure that he eats something, even if it's just a little bit. And then find a spot to go to bed.
Okay. Check on him, and he's... Oh, see, I'm playing Akros tonight, that's why. He's in there just coughing up a storm, and feed him a little bit of soup and some bread, and he keeps it down. He's just feeling a little under the weather. There's no foam at the mouth.
I do make a rabies joke to him.
Harkahome will exit the house and light it on fire. I'm kidding.
That escalated quickly.
I had like both of you stop mid drinking. No.
Because I know better.
Yeah, not like me. He will indeed exit the house, but he's not going to light anything on fire. He's just going to look for a nice spot in the grass, if it's possible, nearby a building, and he will lay there. He'll just get pelt, an animal pelt that seems to be like some sort of blanket for his size, which would be a huge blanket, and he is going to wrap himself a bit around. One hand holding the blanket, the other holding his great axe, and he's just going to lay there.
You find there's a nice little grazing pasture next to the barn that has grass that's just kind of unkept. You're able to kind of mat it down and make a nice... The sun dips down below the horizon. It's dark, the crickets chirp, and it's a very crisp, cool evening. Fairly uneventful. You hear every once in a while the pitter-patter of feet running across the floorboards. And they're running back. And you hear like the mattress kind of shift. But it's fairly uneventful. And the sun rises the next morning. Harkahome, you're the first one to notice the sun rising because you were outside. Are you sleeping in or getting up?
Harkholm is a early morning person, so he'll stretch. Stare at the mixed colors of the dawn, and then he'll stand up, put his things back in his small satchel, and head toward the building, just dropping the satchel near the door.
Drop the satchel on the side, and you open the door, and no one seems to be up yet. Dina, are you waking up?
Also, I'll wait for anybody else to come around. In the meantime, I'm staying outside.
Oh, okay.
Just open the door and see inside, not entering.
Vina is not an early morning riser, but she did sleep on the floor and gave her brother the couch. So she didn't sleep particularly well. The position she is in looks like it should be very uncomfortable, but she is out cold.
Okay. And Church does not sleep. So, Church, what did you do during the night?
I'm still sitting at the table.
Processing. Okay.
So probably when Harko enters and opens the door, he would see like Church still sitting there.
Church looks up at him.
Is it time to go to the city?
Harko will like crouch, get just the head inside, look around, not notice that Avina or Akros, thank you, are still up. So he will shake his head, though his expression is confused and uncertain. He'll shrug.
At this point, Akros is going to stir a little bit, and he's on the couch. He flops his arm down, and it hits you on the chest, Avina, kind of stirring you awake. And you hear him moan, "Oh, I feel like shit."
That's pretty much it. She's just gonna groan, and like throw his arm back up onto the couch. I told you have rabies.
I don't have rabies. I'm dying, and he's gonna roll over so that his head is facing
Throw
the
up
inside
on
of the
me, I'm
couch.
gonna kill you. And I'm gonna move.
You hear him kind of pretend.
I'm gonna smack him with my wing and get up.
Then he rolls over facing the couch, the inside of the couch, so that you can see his face. Go on without me, I'm dying.
You're not dying. Pathetic.
Death has come for me. Must carry on. And then he's gonna roll over and go.
Are we going?
And just give me a minute, alright? I'm not the most morning of people, and she's gonna stretch, and you're gonna hear a couple of bones pop when she stretches.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, I'm good. Let's go. Leave my brother here to die on the couch for a day.
Is that joke?
Yes, it's a joke. He's not actually gonna die. He's just male and therefore a wimp when he gets a cold.
I am dying, you hear him say.
You're not dying. I'll find you some medicine in the city.
Hakahome approaches, leans a bit to enter the house and just press his finger on the side of Akros. Get up.
You know, reach over and
he's
swat
sick,
your hand.
Harkahome.
He does feel a little warmer than he normally does.
He's sick. Let the sick rest, and we'll bring him medicine from town.
Harkahome shrugs and carries Akros with him.
Okay,
Seriously.
go for
And
it.
is going to take him. Is going to, walk outside with him. He's alright.
He is
He's
limp
not-
in your arms.
He's not being careless, just like dragging around. He's actually being a bit,
Yeah.
careful how he's carrying him.
Carrying
Trying
him
to
like a
avoid them.
baby.
Yes,
I love that you have to roll for things. That always cracks me up.
that nice like good carrying. Like, come on here, you little one.
So you are now carrying him as a baby, as you would carry a baby, and you walked out the door, and the road that you came in on continues on towards the city.
Gonna start walking there. Harkahome thinks the rest are going the same direction, so he's going to do that.
Church, you
Yeah.
see Harkahome just pick up Akros and walk out the door and start heading towards the city.
Church is gonna stand up, look at Harkahome holding Akros, look at Avina, and then hold his arms out as if to carry her.
Avina is going to consider this for a solid 30 seconds. And then shake her head no.
Church looks a little dejected.
Are we going to the city?
Yes, we are going to the city.
Church is gonna just immediately walk out of the door.
All right.
Avina is going to follow.
It's a pretty nice day out. The sun has been up for about an hour now as you're traveling down the road towards the city. And you can see the city off in the distance, probably about another 10, 15 miles away. It's a pretty flat land. And as you're approaching, you come up to a pretty... Oh, hello, Dungeon. Are you responding to someone? Yeah, thanks.
I put in a hello to see if anybody in chat was gonna say hi back because
Okay.
I saw that we had other people actually here.
Cool. I was worried because I got
Saying
the
hello to-
restream thing so that I could see the Facebook messages and all that stuff, but I didn't know if it works or not. So I'm glad I see at least something coming in. So that means it's working. So you guys are traveling
Consider it
down
a
the
test
road.
phase.
Yeah, this is all a test phase. Everything we do is a test phase. So you guys are traveling down the road, and you come across this pretty populated farm. And there's a sign on the thing that posts, the signpost with a sign that says, the Good Roots. The madman's words spoke of the Good Roots. The fields surrounding this particular farm are filled with laborers, mostly non-humans, you notice. And they seem to be picking beets. Some of the beets you see being harvested are nearly twice the size of a halfling's head. So pretty large beets that they're being harvested. On the porch of the farmhouse, there are 4 human soldiers dressed in red cloaks, chain shirts, and helmets with red feathers decorating them. And they're all kind of in a half circle facing a half-elven girl that is standing on the porch having a conversation with them. She is definitely not an adult. She looks like she is probably in her early teens, very, very young for She's got her hands on her hips, and she looks like she's very, she's got an attitude. And they seem to be very aggressive with her in their tone. So that's kind of what's going on as you're approaching.
Can we hear any of that conversation, or all we hear is really just tone of voice?
The tone seems aggressive, and as you approach and get closer, you can hear the end of the conversation. The guards, or the people that are wearing the red cloaks, tell her, you tell your parents that they've been legally ordered to have 8 barrels of dye ready for us by sunrise tomorrow. If the shipment isn't ready, the First Lord has demanded that the Red Plumes take possession of the farm due to this breach of contract. And with that, they turn around and they start to leave the porch.
Sounds like a lot.
Are we coming in the same road that they are taking to leave?
They are headed back towards the city, so they're going the direction that you are headed.
Okay.
Not the direction you came from.
Okay, I got it.
What are you thinking, Harkahome? Great talk. This is the most fantastic group of conversationalists I have ever had the pleasure of being with.
I am not designed to conversate.
Converse.
Is that the word for it?
Yes.
I will try to remember in the future.
Guys, I'm not Dave. I can't, spearhead this.
We city. We this place where
Church is gonna walk up to the half-elven girl.
Yes. She looks flustered and very agitated as you approach, but she does. Yes, can I help you?
Do you have treasure?
Church, you can't just start asking everybody if they have treasure.
Very odd question, and a very open-ended question, because it really depends on what you consider treasure.
Rare metals? Materials?
Oh, no, we don't have any of that here. I mean, I do have some gold.
Processing.
Oh my, is your friend okay? She notices as she looks towards Harkahome carrying Akros.
He'll be fine. He's just got a cold, and he's being a complete baby about it. You know how men can be.
No, I don't, actually. I know how my dad can be. He's sick.
Does he act like a complete child?
You see a moment of distress on her face, and then she perks back up. He does sometimes, yes.
That is my brother. I know he will be fine. He's just pretending to be an extra pitiful creature because he is sick.
I am
dying of rabies.
He is not dying, and he doesn't actually have rabies. That was a joke.
He says he's dying, though.
I know he says he's dying.
Harkahome will look at Avina. Drop.
No, don't drop him. You're the one who decided to bring him with us.
Just bring him in the house and set him down. You don't need to carry him around. Let him rest on this couch.
He shrugs. Harkahome shrugs and enters. This time he doesn't take into consideration the door frame, as he's mostly thinking of not hitting Akros.
Okay, so you're kind of sitting in sideways and then bringing him in so you don't hit him. And since you're not concentrating on that, you do rack the top of your horns a little bit on the entryway. Not enough to do any major damage. Enough to hit your horns. And as you're standing here, you will remember, pops into your head, that the madman that you met had spoke of Goodroot and beets. And the note that he was carrying had something specific relating to that written on it. And it said, "The third is at the spring of blessed life, where the haunters protect and the protectors haunt. The water runs on, of course, and must be freed for all." So you know that there's something about this farm that the madman was speaking about, but it really doesn't.
Harcom will drop Akros in the nearest soft place. Quotation mark in soft, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, as you walk in the door, there is a table and some chairs, and on the other side of that is a hay couch. Just a platform with some hay formed to form a couch. And drop him in there. Oh, my bones, they're broken. Then he rolls over and goes to sleep.
His bones are broken.
So what are you all doing here at Goodroot Farm? What can I help you with?
Processing. I am looking for treasure.
Again, that's such a vague, unopen concept. Are you looking for the treasure of friendship? Are you looking for something specific, like a crown? A diamond?
Is friendship a form of treasure?
It can be considered a form of treasure, yes. I miss my...
Can you craft armor with friendship?
No.
Give me enough time to come up with a response for that. I'm sure you could.
Not feasible armor.
No,
I see.
probably not practical. But I'm sure there's a metaphor there. I'm sure of it.
Anyway, he said he was looking for metals and things of that nature.
Well,
Why were those guards harassing you so much?
Oh, well, the Lord of Hillsfar wants to take property. And he kind of looks over you. You know, maybe you can help me. Perhaps. Here, follow me. I have something to show you.
Okay.
And she takes you down the steps into the cellar. And as you go down into the cellar, there are two wooden boxes, about 6 foot by 2 foot long. They're about cedar boxes, kind of laying on the floor. She opens up the top of one of these cedar boxes to reveal 2 humanoid shapes covered and wrapped in burlap. She turns around and she says, I'm so sorry, but I don't know what else to do. I am not of age to inherit the farm. And it's not what it looks like. I didn't kill my parents. I found them like this.
You found them wrapped in burlap?
No, I wrapped them.
That is definitely not treasure.
But, no, this is definitely not treasure. I found them like this, and she leans over and she starts to peel back the burlap across their face, and it reveals they look very serene and peaceful, except for there's these large blisters that are like oozing purple pus.
Ew.
It's quite, and I'm not sure what to do about it, but if the Lord of Hillsfar finds out that my parents are dead, he will seize the farm. If I can just hold off on letting them know that they're dead for a couple more months, then I will inherit the farm.
I'd like to do a medicine check on them to see what the purple pustules are, if that's a disease that I'm aware of or anything.
Absolutely. Roll your medicine check.
And I get to roll with advantage because of donations.
Yes, you do have a donation incentive.
They just need a change of oil. That's all.
17.
Yes, you do, and this is a disease that stems from the Underdark. It's not very common above ground at all, but you have heard of this affecting drow, and it is not really common, but it is fairly common in the Underdark.
Could you say that it is undercommon?
I get it.
I will remove my advantage for the next roll. Just for that.
That was terrible.
Worth
Did
it.
your parents go to the Underdark?
Well, and not that I'm aware of, but, and she kind of bites her lip, and there is something else. And she walks over and she opens a door in the back, and shines her lantern into the darkened room. And in the back of the room, there's all kinds of empty casks and barrels that are pushed to the walls. And in the far corner, slumped against the wall, is a drow elf. These grotesque purple oozing growths also cover his face and arms. He appears to still be alive, but his breathing is very weak.
I don't have the kind of spells to deal with this.
Hargahom shakes his head.
I can provide healing, but not for this nature of healing.
Oh, and you rolled a 17? Right? With your advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're also going to know the name of the disease is Darkborn Rot. It's a fungal infection. It rapidly overtakes the...
Okay.
Medicine.
Would I know of any type of treatment for it?
You know that there's not any natural medicines that would heal this. It would take a paladin or a cleric that have greater restoration or greater magical ability to cure this.
Ooh, okay.
He did.
You notice that he is unconscious, slumped against the wall, and is just... his breathing is very labored and very weak.
You all should refrain from touching him or the bodies.
You don't have to tell me twice. She's gonna cross her arms.
How help us, you? Harcom says, looking at the half-elf girl.
I don't know. I just need to... just a couple more months and I can inherit the farm.
So how are you gonna come up with 8 barrels of dye by tomorrow?
I don't know. The workers, they're working their hardest, but I think the most we could probably put together would be 4. They know that. That's why they want the farm. They know we can't produce 8 in the Bible.
tomorrow. Guards come.
Yes, tomorrow morning they will be here.
Hmm.
And if we don't have 8, they're gonna try to take the farm from me.
Hmm.
I know it belonged to your parents and all, but aren't you a little young to be dealing with this amount of responsibility?
I mean, it's where I grew up. It's my farm. It's my home. And I've been with my parents up until the last month, running things. They've been teaching me how to do it. I'm sure I could do it.
Me not smart, but we stop guards. Avina smart.
I don't think we should be trying to fight guards of the city. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you may be able to defeat a couple of them, but they'll just bring reinforcements. Probably.
Not fight. Scare.
No.
Distract.
Distract we can do for not that long.
Could we help make dye?
Oh, would you?
Would that gain the treasure of friendship?
Oh, absolutely. If we could produce 8 barrels of dye by morning and present them to the red plumes, I would be able to keep my farm at least for a while.
How?
Because it wouldn't be in breach of contract. They would get what they demanded.
No, he's asking how to make dye.
Oh!
Yes.
I can
you
show
really
you.
should burn all these bodies.
I just couldn't bring myself to do that. And this one is still alive. I can't burn him alive.
It might
Don't
be.
burn. Could release spores into the air.
Then bury and hope that the spores don't create more fungus.
At
I'm
this
not
point,
touching.
I need everybody to make a perception check. DC 15.
I get advantage.
Yes, for those of you who haven't used your advantage yet, you all have advantage if you would like to use it.
My passive perception is actually 15.
There you go.
I got a 19 for my perception roll with
Same
advantage.
19.
Okay, so you all hear shuffling above. Sounds kind of like scooting of little feet. And then the door to the cellar above slams shut. Constance drops her lantern, plunging the entire room into darkness. Unless you have dark vision or can see, you are now in natural darkness, not magical darkness.
Calm down, calm down.
Oh.
I can see.
Okay.
Girl, do you have a sibling?
No, I do not.
Okay.
And at this point, go ahead and finish what you were going to say.
I was gonna take her hand and lead her to the stairs, but...
Okay, so you grab
something
her
is happening.
hand. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh shit. Can't see.
Where'd my notebook go?
Guys.
So
That's a
close.
5.
Yeah. Guess what I rolled?
That
4.
one.
Natural 1.
Oh. Too bad you didn't have another initiative or another advantage.
I rolled a 15. So close to a 20.
And
Could have just rolled just a little bit more.
Zekran, what'd you roll?
A 5. Total of 5.
Okay, and the Draugr.
Oh, actually, my initiative is -1, so I rolled a 0 technically.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
That's some skill.
All right, Draugr 2.
That's what church does.
So, we're gonna go. And Zekran only got a 5. Did I write that down right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Why that surprises you? You know that my average initiative rolls are 10 and below. Oh no.
Okay. So, as you grab her hand, you feel a push that rips your hand out of hers, and you're kind of. It feels like there's a little man that's running around the room, and he's kind of pushing you from the front and the back.
What do I see this, or I just feel it?
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. So what you see is a little Draugr running around the room, and he has no weapon on him right now, but he's gonna run around and he pushes you, and then he pushes Church, and then he pushes Zekran to kind of get you off balance. He's trying to kind of throw you off with the darkness and balance.
Fucking Dorgars.
And it is your turn, Theta. And you can see these things. There are 2 of them. One of them is running around and is stopped right next to Harkahome, and the other one is up on the second stair.
I don't have any spells to deal with this in a good manner at all.
Cantrips?
The cantrips I have are Prestidigitation and Mind Sliver.
I mean, Manslaughter is like great.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna have. So,
Do it.
I'm going to use Mind Sliver on the one holding still.
Okay. He has to roll a wisdom save, I believe, right?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, okay.
Did you get
DC
Hillsfar,
13.
or that was
No, that's Dave.
He rolled a 2, so he's not going to pass that.
Well, let's see what kind of damage I can do with this D6. 4.
Right. Doing math in my head. Okay.
And I'm going to yell at Harkahome where the one is at.
The one up on the stairs, or you're yelling at the one that's standing next to
The one that's standing next to him. So there's one right next to you. Tier, whether it's on his left or right. I don't know if it's actually.
It is on
Because you
his
didn't
left.
specify.
Yes, I'm sorry. I did
Oh.
not specify. It is actually standing on at his left. So she shouts that, clearly detailing that it is standing to your left, Harkahome, and it is your turn.
Oh, that was a jump of things in initiative. Okay. Knowing that and not sure what's going on, I will use my horns as a melee attack.
Okay.
So just gonna have to head bash this thing. That's
Hey.
that's a natural
Hey.
2.
Before
plus-
you do that, you have advantage because we got a $4 donation from Danny. So thank you, Danny. $4 donation that gives everybody advantage
Thank you, Danny.
on their next round.
Actually, a question.
Mhm.
We are in darkness. That gives me disadvantage in attacks, right?
Well,
On total darkness.
she has told you where it's at, so I wasn't going to make you roll disadvantage.
Okay.
You know it's to your left.
Okay, then I would have the advantage.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. Oh, that was an improvement. Thank you for the donation. That's a 20 total.
All right, yeah, you hit it. Roll your damage.
You. That's a 1 in a d6 plus 3, 4 bludgeoning. No, hold on, it's 4 piercing as I hit with my horns.
You feel your horns connect with something, and you feel it, instead of piercing in, it kind of slices like some leather. So yeah.
That's all I will do for the moment.
All right. In retaliation, this drugger is going to try to attack you, Harkahome. And that is a 16. What is he attacking with? Oh, he's got a war pick. Okay. So he's attacking you with a war pick. 16 to hit.
Oh. Okay. Okay, that's good to know.
D8. 2 plus 2. So that's 4. Is that piercing damage for a pick? Yeah. 4 piercing damage. Boom, as he picks you back.
Oh, right. Okay. That gives me a good read on their intentions.
And that brings us down to church.
Is it my turn, or
It is your
am I
turn.
skipping a turn?
I don't do the skip turns. Nat ones just put you at the bottom of the list.
Okay. I can't see. So, did I feel myself getting pushed?
You did feel yourself getting pushed. You got pushed kind of like backwards and to the left.
All right. I guess I'll take my mace out and swing in the direction I got pushed from.
Okay. You have a 5-foot range on that, right?
Yeah.
Melee range? Okay.
It's gonna be a 14 to hit.
A 14 would hit, but there's nothing right in front of you.
Wonderful.
So you find air. And that brings us back up to the drugger that is up on the stairs. And he has a javelin, which he is throwing at Theta. Or, I'm sorry.
I'm
Avina.
in danger.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
And that does 1d6 plus 2 damage. Where is my... I will just grab a different d6. 6. That is a 4, 5, 6 piercing damage.
Reminder to players, we still have the healing potions. Well, at least some of us.
So the javelin comes down from the stairs and hits you right in the shoulder there. And you feel it go through your armor and just kind of prick into your skin.
Yeah, it's 6 points of damage out of 10. Just a little prick.
These things are just little pricks. And that's going to bring us up to Avina. Avina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to stab the one that's next to Harkahome with my rapier.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. $22 to hit.
22 is going to hit it.
D8. Haha, 8.
Nice, max damage.
Plus 1 is 9, so it takes 9 damage.
All right, this one is
You're
the
my
one
lucky one. I'm gonna keep you. And I'm gonna shout out that there's one on the stairs.
Well, okay, and that's going to bring us to Harkahome. Harkahome, there is still one next to you.
Yes.
And she just shouted that there is one on the stairs.
At feeling the war pick connecting on my skin, and then hearing probably Avina shouting in pain because of the javelin, in this darkness, everybody hear the very loud huffing of a raging minotaur, aka I'm raging.
Nice. I like the description.
I will unsheath, and I will just unhook the great axe from its from my back and swing it toward the Dwargar that is
Okay.
next to me.
Yep. Go ahead and swing.
Wow. Okay, that's a total of 7 to hit.
That's not gonna hit. So you swing your axe and you find air, and you realize that this thing's probably shorter than where you swung.
Probably, yeah. I'll give you one more chance, Dice, before I change you.
And that means this Dragar is going to attack. And it's going to aim at Church. So it's going to run up to Church. And it's going to try to use its war pick. That's 16. I can't tell the difference between an 8 and a 6 on this dice, but that is a 16. So 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
That's right, because your armor class is like, what, 24?
20.
20? I know it was pretty hard, pretty high up. So he's gonna come over with the war pick, and he's gonna make contact with the flat end, and it's just gonna go bang, and he's gonna. And that means it is Church's turn. And
I'm going to immediately turn towards the direction I got banged from and swing. That's going to be 15 to hit.
15 connects.
Alright. That's going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
Alright, how do you want to do this?
I can't see him, so I don't know what I'm doing.
You're just swinging wildly.
Church is just swinging wildly in the direction of the war pick strike, so he knows he's hitting something. He doesn't know what he's hitting, but he's hitting it.
So you swing and you hit it hard enough that not only do you kill it, but you knock it into the far wall. It goes flying about 10 feet. Boom! Hits the wall, and you hear the satisfying thud of the flesh against the wall, and then it just collapses onto the floor.
I think I hit one.
You did, Church. Now we gotta get the one on the stairs.
All right, and
Where
it
are
is.
the stairs?
You can tell him it's the stairs in relation to where Church is at is immediately in front and to the left of him.
So I would relay that.
And then the Draugr is up on the second stair down from the top. And you would also be able to relay that to him. But it is his turn, and he is out of javelins, so he's going to come down the stairs and charge with his war pick. And he's going for Harkahome, because Harkahome is the biggest individual, followed by Church. That is an 8 to hit, so 8 I assume does not hit you. Alright. And that's going to bring us to Avina. Avina, what are we doing? You have seen him come down the steps, and he's now standing in front of Harkahome.
I'm going to use id insinuation on it.
Oh, what is that?
That is a spell that unleashes a torrent of conflicting desires in the mind of one creature you can see within range, impairing its ability to make decisions. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be incapacitated. At the end of each of its turns, it takes 1d12 psychic damage.
I like that spell. So I have a wisdom
Yes.
saving throw, right?
Wisdom save, DC 13.
Oh, he rolled a 3. He has a +0, so he's not going to pass that.
He's incapacitated.
And he is incapacitated as he's looking at all three of you, not knowing which one to attack next. Harkahome.
Yep.
It is your turn.
And I will tell Harkahome exactly where this little fucker is.
right in front of you.
All right, I will.
That didn't
That was-
sound good.
That was another nat 2, by the way. So it's a total of 7. Yes, a 7.
A 7 isn't gonna connect. All right.
Yeah, my dice is not that d20 now is lost somewhere. I want to see it right now, so I'm gonna change to another one.
Okay. That does bring us down to church because the other Draugr is already knocked against the wall and dead.
Where is it?
Right in front of
I will-
Harkahome.
I will tell him how many steps he needs to take to get to Harkahome and then the Draugr.
I will follow her instructions.
All right, go ahead and swing your attack. Then you're standing like Harkahome is right here. The Draugr is in front, and you've come up to the side, so kind of flanking it at this point.
13 to hit.
Ooh, 13 is just barely gonna miss,
Ah,
which is gonna bring it up to the Draugr's turn, and he's going to turn as you just swung at him and attempt.
Hold on. He's incapacitated.
That's right. He is not going to do that because
He makes a wisdom saving throw.
on his turn.
If he's
Yeah, on his
incapacitated,
turn.
do we have advantage in our attacks against it?
If he's incapacitated,
Like, what is the
Where'd my-
the incapacitated condition?
where'd my screen go? This is what happens when I clean up. I lose things. Incapacitated.
Oh no, it just they can take actions or reactions. That's all they can. We don't get advantage against them. There's no actions and no reactions.
Okay.
I was confusing it with unconscious.
So it takes the d12 of damage and it can roll to make the wisdom save.
A d12
So-
of damage, so go ahead and roll your damage.
8.
Okay. And then it makes the wisdom save of 9.
That still fails, so it's still incapacitated.
It is just utterly like, there's too many. He sees his friend over there dead, and he just doesn't know what to do. Which gets us to Avina's turn.
I'm going to keep concentration on that spell because it is a concentration spell. And I'm going to cast Mind Sliver at it.
Okay.
So that DC 13 intelligence save,
all the psychic damage.
all the psychic damage. I am psychically foobarring this guy.
That is a 17
Sounds like a good thing to do.
intelligence.
He passed.
Okay, so he takes half
So he's-
damage.
He takes no damage,
No damage. Okay.
I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah, for cantrips, if they pass,
It's
they
usually
get no
pass or
damage.
no. Yeah, it's like a miss.
Right.
Yeah, the way it's worded is unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes 1d6 psychic damage. So,
So
No
no
damage.
damage on that one, but he's still incapacitated. Harkahome, it
Yes.
is your turn.
I'll try to swing my great axe against this dwarf. Does it count if it falls to the floor?
Unless you tell me, I'm not gonna know.
It fell to the floor to a nat 1.
I generally make people re-roll if it's not on the table, so go ahead and re-roll. I wasn't gonna make you re-roll if it was at 1.
18 plus 5.
Oh, yeah, you hit him.
23, yeah.
Roll your damage.
Where's the d12? That's the d12. God, stop falling off my desk! You
you need a tray.
I need a tray, yes. 11 plus 3, that would be 13 plus 2, 15.
You remember that this thing is short. So instead of cleaving sideways, you come straight down and you split this thing in half. and it just falls over.
Just like I wanted to do.
You are out of combat, but it is still
I
dark.
heard something nasty.
More.
I'd like
No
to
more.
add that Church is still swinging until he hears no more.
If there's no more, there's no more. Hold still a minute, and I'm going to put my hand on you. And she's going to like gently touch each of them as she passes to go up the stairs to open the door so that some light can come down.
Yeah. You open the door, and light does shine enough down there that you can now see where you're going. See the dead Draugr that was over Duragar or whatever that was over on the wall that had been knocked across there, and a Duragar that has been split in half, and blood is now leaking the dirt floor.
Child, I think you have problem.
Have a lot of them.
Where did the tiny men come from?
I don't know.
Where did the elf come from?
Well, obviously the Underdark. It's a drow. I don't know why he's here. I didn't want to touch him with all that stuff on his face. My parents, they're got the same thing. I didn't want to catch it, so I just kind of locked him in the closet.
I see.
What we do.
Well, we can clean this up later. If you guys are still willing, we could make some beats. We could make them real sick and drop them like they're hot. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No.
Drop it like it's hot.
Bad joke.
You don't want to make sick beats and drop them like they're hot? We'll go by DJ Sticky Thick.
DJ Sticky Thick is absent tonight.
Yes, unfortunately. But if he ever watches the VOD, he'll get that joke and laugh.
How we do this?
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be down here in this basement anymore. And she's gonna walk up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm already up the stairs.
As she reaches the top of the stairs, she
Morgar
stops.
that is at the stairs back. I kick him down.
Oh, he
Not-
had come down the stairs. You were fighting him
Oh,
down.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one you split in half.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up then.
Okay. She stops as she gets past the door, and she's kind of looking into the center of the room. And as you guys get up the stairs, you notice that there is a burlap sack in the center of the room that was not there when you went down, and it's kind of moving a little bit.
Harko
I'm
will
gonna-
approach and poke it with his great axe, not with the blade part.
You just
but
kind
with
of
the
poking it to see.
yeah.
A yip kind of comes out of the bag as you.
Harko will open it.
As you open the bag, you are greeted with wild red hair. Unkept, it's just poof. And as you drop the bag down, you are greeted by a gnome. Oh, thank you so much. You have freed me. Kind of. Please let me go. You see that she is manacled.
Church is gonna grip his mace.
Another tiny person.
Who you?
Sorry. My name is Joyella.
You with tiny men.
Well, yes, I was being taken with them, but I am not with them. I am Joyella. Please, free me. These manacles, they hurt my wrists.
Avina will take the manacles off her wrist.
Ah, thank you so much. I shall reward you for that.
Treasure.
Yes, lots and lots of treasure. I don't have any on me, but as soon as I return to the Zentarum, I will get you a bounty.
Oops.
Avina considers putting the manacles back on, but does not actually do so. She's holding them for a minute, and she just kind of looks at the girl, looks at the manacles, looks at the girl, looks at the manacles, shakes her head, and just puts them down.
Ooh.
What is the Zentarum?
The Zentarum is a clan dedicated to finding and utilizing information. Information that could possibly lead you to treasure. He winks.
Go on.
Well, I don't actually have any information related to treasure. That's what we look for. But, I appreciate you freeing me from those Draugr mercenaries, those hunters. Pardon me.
Shit, my brother was sleeping on the couch up here. I'm gonna go check on him.
You do that. If anybody would like to ever join the Zentarum, I shall vouch for you.
What bounty? You.
What bounty me what? I'm sorry. I don't follow your question.
He means that you called them mercenaries.
Harcom seems to like he's having a time trying to actually think how to English, how to common. Sorry.
You called them mercenaries, so you have a bounty on you, or you're saying you'll give us money later?
I shall reward you for freeing me later.
Okay. There you go, Harkahome. Did that help?
I also have a bounty on me, but beside the point.
Oh.
Why?
Why do I have a bounty, or why am I paying you?
Bounty. You.
Ah, yes. Well, I have a long list of reasons. Do you want to have a seat, or you just want to trust that I have a bounty on my head? It's not much. It's not worth your time, I guarantee it. Trust me, the Zentarum will pay you much more.
Harkahum will eye her very deeply before stepping away from her, away from the back she was being held. But he's still keeping eye contact on her.
If you might excuse me, I was in search of a drow. I must return to that search.
Pustules all over?
Perhaps that is a common fungal infection in the drow. Common.
Check the basement.
In the Underdark. Mentioned everything else that was under except for the actual. You said he is in the basement.
There's a dying one in the basement.
Oh, perhaps fate had me caught for a reason. She kind of rubs her hands together, and she's going to walk towards the door, towards the steps to the basement.
As she's beginning to walk away, Hakumu places a hand right in front of her, like stopping her.
Oh, yes.
Ask permission.
Ask permission. Do you know who you are talking to?
No. Ask permission to enter to house owner.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I understand. Young lady, may I enter your basement? The young lady whose name just kind of nods. She looks she's kind of pale a little bit, more pale than normal. And she looks like she's a little bit distraught from everything that's going on.
As soon as the half elf says yes, Harkon will move his arm. Like if nothing ever happened.
Okay. She goes down the stairs. You hear her hear the door to the closet open. And it's silent for a bit. She comes back up the steps. And as she's coming through the door, you see her putting what looks like could be a finger into her pouch. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was very quick for me. I don't know if you noticed, but those Durgar, they had some things on them. I only took 1 or 2 things, but I left the rest for you since you were so kind to dispatch them for me. Free me. Consider that your payment.
Avina's gonna come back into the room and be like, yeah. I was more worried about getting the people who can't see in the dark and were swinging blindly into a more lit situation.
Yes, well, if you'll excuse me then, my business here is done. Going to nod at the owner. Gonna walk out the front door.
Avina will go down and search the Duragar.
Okay. As you're searching through, they are incapacitated and cut in half, so fighting to. But they do have a coin pouch on them with several gems, total combined worth of 200 gold pieces. They are carrying with them a piece of parchment that is a wanted poster, and it's written in Undercommon. Anybody in the Undercommon?
I don't know. I don't.
The way I go through this is that you can identify individual languages, but you can't read the languages. So if you pick up a piece of a book or something, you're going to be able to tell what language it's written in, but if you don't speak it, you can't. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Found a wanted poster with the picture of the drow, and it's written in Undercommon. And then basically 200 gold pieces. Durgar. And I think this is a fantastic place to end it for the evening. We will pick up again, not next week, but the following week on the 9th. So we'll see you all on February 9th. Thank you, Danny, for that donation. And thank you, Mephisto/Wendigo, for that donation. We had two full party advantages given tonight, and those were very helpful. Thank you very much. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.